Okay, happy Saturday, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, so great to see you. It's the end of, I almost said April. It's March. The first quarter of 2024 is coming to a close. And I don't know about you, but I don't know what happened to the last 90 days. Like it just flew by. And we're all going and growing through so much. And I do these vision boards quarterly. These activities, these 2-hour workshops, it's really for you to uncover and do like a quick reset and just some reflections with where we're at, where we've been without judgment, and really design the life that we desire for the rest of this year. So I do have some slides I'd like to share. And just to guide our conversation, I would love for you to engage with each other in the chat. So this is a Zoom presentation style where I'm going to map out the 8 pillars of our life. And so hopefully you have a pen, a notebook, and anything that you wanted to bring to today. If you have friends or family members that are with you, this is a family show. So definitely encourage participation with your friends and family members because these are different conversations that we have. When we talk about our goals and our dreams and our aspirations, we're not just talking about the weather or what Netflix series we're watching or what movie's out, that cute surface stuff. These types of conversations create more meaning and depth to not only the relationship that we have with ourselves, but the relationship that what we have with others. So this time is for you. Okay, so I'm going to start the slideshow. Actually, Sandra, what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to make you a co-host. Just if someone does creep in, late. That way you can admit them. So I'm not trying to navigate all the things. That would be really awesome. Cool. Um, yes, it's definitely Alicia. Shout out to Alicia, incredible Cruise Beyond Limits client who is just rocking it. She's a mama and she won the scholarship for this just from showing up, right? And sharing her message about Cruise Beyond Limits and being in the Bombshell Bootcamp every single day last week, because this work works when you do the work, and she's a true testament. So if you missed the Bombshell Bootcamp last week, definitely was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago, not last week, the week before. Time flies when we're having fun. Definitely go back and catch that replay. All right, so I'm going to present here. We love technology. I'd love for you to make sure you give me oh, wait, let me just do something real quick. Let me make sure I reset this presentation. We have 2 presentations up. Gotta love technology. Here we go. From the beginning. Boom. All right. So we are going to share screen. Boom. There we go. All right, let me make sure I can see your beautiful faces still. Let's see, what are we doing? Spread the word. Yes, I love it. Video panel, show video panel. There we go. Now I can see your faces. Cool. All right, so let's get this party started. All right, we have our vision board workshop. It's March Manifesting Madness, right? So hopefully you have a pen nearby, or I'm going to walk you through this. And yeah. All right, schedule of events. For those of you who need a schedule, if you like checklists and you like agendas, here we are. First 20 minutes, I'm going to do a quick intro. We're going to do some success. Oh, it's family show. Success planning. Oh, I do not have my water nearby, so I want to make sure I grab that. And then we're going to do some group sharing and support for the last 10 minutes just to kind of chat and debrief of what's to come and how we can support each other afterwards. So this is going to be 2 solid hours, okay? It is worth it, I promise, and it will change your life forever if you let it. So close all of your tabs, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and give yourself this gift for the next 2 hours. And this is a very low cost paid workshop. And I want you to think like you paid $10,000 for it because the rest of your life is priceless and you're worth it and it's worth it. Every single slide matters. Okay. So why a vision board? What is a vision board? So in the chat, I'd love for you to share what are your experiences with vision work and vision planning and goal setting. Let us know so we can help and support you the best way possible. And for those of you who are catching the replay and you're not here live, you're missing out on all of the amazing stuff that's happening in the chat. The chat will be private to the live guests here. And so what happens in this room stays in this room, kind of thing, right? So that's where you're able to network and support each other and share and just create a system and a rhythm for us to continue this amazing accountability session after today. Okay, so just so you know, if you are in the chat, what stays in the chat, what happens in the chat stays in the chat. And this access to the replay of this workshop will be available for anybody that is registered. So there's got to be skin in the game. This is not a public course. Okay, so this is very, very important because this work works when you do the work. And when you go all in on you and you create a vision and a system and a rhythm for your life, the possibilities are endless. All right. But you have to have skin in the game and you have to do the work. Right. And so it's hard work. And so what happens is I'm giving you a system and I'm giving you what I always call the lip liner. Right. And so I'm giving you kind of the system and the shell of what you could do for your life. And then you fill in the blocks and you show up for it. Right. And we're here to help you along the way. But today we're just kind of peeling open the layers of saying like, okay, what can we do for our life? All right. What could be possible? So we're not here to really just change our entire life all in one day. So we're here to train our brain daily to consistently go after the dreams and the goals that we desire for our life. So today we're just going to unpeel the layers and just do some brainstorming. Okay, that's all this is. Okay, so hopefully you're comfortable. Grab your water. I'm going to grab mine in a second. But we're here to retrain our brain. And some of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Some of us are in our 70s, right? We've learned a lot. And so we're going to kind of unlearn and relearn some things when we do a vision board. So we're able to be intentional with each and every day to retrain our brain to tell ourselves a different story. We're changing the radio station, okay? Because we can't play the same old station over and over and expect different results. We want more for our life, okay? So we visualize, we're retraining our brain, and we are creating a vision for what is to come. All right. There's this saying that says, fail to plan, plan to fail. Right. So if you don't set yourself up with a plan for how we're going to end 2024, then we're going to be just floating along through life. And that's really not fun, being in reactive mode, the stress and the overwhelm. So we're going to take our spaghetti brain and all the dreams and desires and all the stress and anxiety and all the things, and we're going to map it out. We're going to brainstorm. Okay. So that's all this is really. So I really want you to think about what is your time frame? What do you want to focus on? So this is for you, right? So I'm not going to tell you you need to, the whole next year, map out your whole life, right? So I would recommend 30, 60, 90, or 6 months, 120 days, right? So I would right now decide, or maybe it's just the next month. What do you want to focus on? But we're going to go through the 8 pillars of your life. And if I see some of you going in your notebooks, if you do have the Crystal Clear Life Planner, hopefully you all have it. The very beginning of the Crystal Clear Life Planner has this worksheet, which is so cool, right? Every start of every 90 days, we go through this activity. So hopefully you can see that. I'll unblur yep, there we go. Cynthia, she's got it. Okay, so the beginning of it, awesome, has the worksheet. So you can use just a blank notebook today, or you can use your planner, or you can just use the notebook to brainstorm and then put the final stuff in your planner. Thank you, Annette, in the MDBA workbook as well. Yes, these are great tools. All right, so I'm going to play this video. I want you to give me a thumbs up. This is all about goal setting before we dive in today. And I'm going to grab my water. Give me a thumbs up when you can hear and see.
Why is it that if you give a motivational speaker long enough, eventually we always get around to the topic of goal setting? A, we can't come up with any new material. B, goals are very, very important. A, we can't come up with any new material. B, goals are very, very important. It's B. Let me tell you something, there is nothing, and I mean absolutely positively nothing, that you can do with less time, less talent, less energy, fewer resources, less commitment that will improve your life more than writing down specific goals for your life and reading them on a regular basis. This is my goal list. I started writing down my goals when I was 18, and I've carried them with me every day ever since. I should mention I am not a type A personality. I am a type AAA on amphetamines. You say that's a really long list, and I guess it is, but over half of them are checked off already. You see, I put a box next to each one so I can check them off when I do them. Become certified to scuba dive. Scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef. Dine in the Eiffel Tower. Did you know that there's a restaurant in the Eiffel Tower? My wife and I went there several years ago on vacation, and while there, I made reservations at the Jules Verne restaurant in the Eiffel Tower. I spent $140 on a mediocre meal, but I got a check on my list. Incidentally, they'll tell you that it's an 8-course meal, but 4 of the courses are cheese. Go bungee jumping, go skydiving, see the Graceland Mansion, tour the Holy Land. Several years ago, I was invited to perform at a convention in a small town in South Dakota, which required me to fly into a city in South Dakota, rent a car, and drive there. My route took me right by the town of Mitchell, South Dakota, and there was a huge billboard that said, "Tour the Corn Palace." And so I turned in there. The Corn Palace is a big gymnasium that is decorated differently every year with a mural made out of millions of different colored kernels of corn. It's beautiful. So I toured the Corn Palace. You say, well, was that on your list? No, I got back in the car, wrote it on the list, and checked it off. I'm not above that. You know what makes me happy? Putting checks on my list. You know what makes me miserable? Going months without a single one. Let me tell you something that you already know. Life is short. So you better figure out what you're going to do with yours and get after it. The men that I admired when I was a little boy are now dying of old age. And it does not seem like it's been that long since I was a little boy. And I know what's going to happen, and so do you. I'm going to blink my eyes, and I'm going to be 80 years old, and I'm either going to be looking back at a life filled with doing the things that were important to me, or a life filled with putting them off until I was too old, too sick, or too broke to do them. Why?
All right. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. For those of you who are new to Cruise Beyond Limits and new to my world, welcome to the party. We have fun around here. No fancy studio, no quick fix, no fad diet. Love some checklists. Love it. Continue your reflections in the chat. So I want you to maybe take a screenshot of this. So if you're new to our world, my phone number's in here, the website's in here. I love to collaborate and build community of incredible people trying to level up and live happier and healthier. So if you have a business or maybe a way for us to collaborate and work together, I would love to have a conversation. So reach out, and you just might be featured in the next vision board workshop so we can bring you on. But we have incredible people in our community that, this rocket ship is going, and it's all about collaboration over competition. So I'm here for it. And that is the goal for this year for Cruise Beyond Limits, is really just collaborating and building on each other's strengths to be an incredible team to elevate Cruise Beyond Limits and this message of living happier and healthier, and recognizing that your health is your wealth, and that we go through hard things and we don't have to do life alone. So that's the Cruise Beyond Limits way. So we live and breathe it each and every day. All right, so when we talk about success, so I love acronyms. I'm about to close a chapter of 22 years in the military, for those of you who are new to my world. I'm about to retire in a couple weeks. And, when I think about success, I think about, I always think about acronyms. For those of you who are fellow veterans and military spouses, there's a lot of acronyms, and we have a whole nother language. And so the term success, feel free to take screenshots of this as well, and put this on your screensaver, whatever it is, put it up there so that you recognize the journey. Success is a journey. And as an endurance athlete and marathon runner, I've run 26 marathons and a 50-mile race. And I recognize that running a business and running my life and being a CEO of my life is a long distance race, right? It's a race to the next milestone. It's a race to the finish line. But that finish line is really never ending. Or is it? Right? So at the end of our life, we have to recognize we're going to have a set of milestones. We're going to have check marks. We're going to have places and spaces and time in our life where it's going to be, rolling hills and it's going to be really difficult. And then there's going to be some days and weeks and months or maybe years where you're like flying free, right? And it feels like you're on top of the world. But it is a whole journey. And so, what I really want you to do is embrace the journey of success and recognize that it is a long distance marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So maybe your next sprint in the marathon is the next 30 days, and you're like, all right, I'm buckling up. The rocket ship is going, right? So it's 30, 60, 90, 120 days, right? Whatever that is, we need to put our seatbelt on and recognize it's a freaking wild ride. All right, this is a family show. I don't swear. I really try not to, but sometimes we have some fun innuendos and jokes, but it is a wild ride. All right, so with success, number one, we have to set some goals, and we're going to do that here today. Number two, you understand the obstacles. In order to embrace the challenge and recognize that success is a journey, and we don't just arrive at expert status, that it is a long distance endurance race. We have to understand there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be hills. There's going to be checkpoints. There's going to be like, oh gosh, this morning, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I was like living under a rock when I was in Dallas or on this cruise, but the same route that I ran this morning, there were trees that were knocked down. I know it was really windy yesterday. There were trees that were knocked down. There were like gazebos that the roofs were torn all around. Like it looked like a mess. It looked like a disaster. And it was an obstacle course for me on the same route that usually the path is clear. It looked like a tornado came through, right? And so understand that today the path may be clear. Tomorrow there may be some obstacles. All right, there may be a stick in your way. There may be a rock in your path. There may be something that just knocks down right in front of you. You got to understand that that is part of the game. And sometimes that happens just as soon as you're about to level up. Just when you're about to go after the thing, something is going to come in your way and be like, are you really sure? So what we have to do is create a positive mental picture of what that finish line looks like. My marathons, I have finished, and I have some pictures that I'll share you here today. I finish every single race with my hand in the air with this fist engaged. So my sexy shoulder caps are engaged, of course, but with a smile on my face. So create a positive mental picture of what life is going to look like when you accomplish that thing. And we're going to take your brain through that process today. When we go after big dreams, goals, audacious, bodacious goals, our inner critic starts to creep in, right? And so we have to clear our mind of the negative self-doubt and really say, like, okay, are these thoughts true? Are we being challenged? Is the devil creeping in? All the things. And then we have to say, all right, we know what we're here to do. We know we're setting a goal. We have intentions. We're spending this time on ourselves here today. It's in our gut. It's in our brain. We can see it. We can feel it. That means we can achieve it. It is possible. It's not going to be easy. We're going to be challenged, but it's possible. Okay. So we have to embrace the challenge and put our seatbelt on and recognize it's a wild ride. And then we are missing an S. I screwed this up last time. There is another one missing. And I forgot what it is now. Hang on. I'll get it to you afterwards. Remind me, ladies. Sandra and Cynthia, please help me. I got to fix this slide for the next one. So today's success only has one S at the end, unless you want to come up with the last one. I forgot what it is. So we're going to show the world we can do it. So we're going to really be a leader in our space, be a CEO of our life, and show the world that it's possible. Show others what's possible by stepping into the next level version of us and breaking free from the noise and other people's opinions. It's harder than it looks. Stay on track. Thank you so much. Yes. Stay on track, commitment and consistency. stay on track. Thank you. I know I screwed that up last time and I meant to fix the slides. All right, so we want to focus on how we feel. So when we think about success and embracing the challenge, when it comes to setting these goals, a lot of times we want materialistic things. But the way the Cruise Beyond Limits way is we're sinking in the emotion and the feeling of the accomplishment, which is very different than some other vision boards. So we can have pretty pictures and we can have words all over a page and we can have that screensaver. But if it doesn't sink into our nervous system, and as an emotional intelligence and resilience coach, I know that the long game starts with feeling and owning each day and recognizing the emotions that are coming up around accomplishing the thing. Okay. So we need to focus on how we're going to feel and chase that emotion. And raise your hand if you felt that you're on the right track and you feel it first, but you're not always seeing the results, right? We don't always see it right away. Yeah. Right. And so sometimes it creeps in. We're like, well, we might as well quit. But the second you keep going and you're not maybe seeing the results, but you're feeling it and you're like, I know I'm on the right track. I know this goal is meant for me. I know I'm capable of losing that 10 pounds, or in some people's cases, 60, 70, 100 pounds. Like you see it, you can feel it, you can achieve it, or putting yourself on that stage, or writing that book, or starting that business, or being a part of the Cruise Beyond Limits team. You've put yourself in the game. So you know that it's possible and you can feel it. And you may not be there yet, or you might not feel there's this gap where it's like, oh, maybe I should just quit, or maybe it's not for me, or I'm not good enough. No, like, no more. We have to stay in the feeling and in the groundedness. I'll tell you, the last 7 years almost in business, it has been a wild ride. And I'll tell you, there have been so many days where I'm like, maybe I'll just quit and go get a real job like everyone tells me I should. But I know that I have this feeling, this gut feeling that I am unstoppable and this is possible. And though someone posted on my page that I am so tenacious. I love your tenacity. And every single day I'm grateful for the tenacity because that's a drive. It's an inner drive and a knowing and a being. And it's an emotion that I know that I'm laser focused and nothing is going to stop me. And so that's the feeling and the emotion that I want you to embrace when you go after your dreams and goals here today. And this picture down here is the first business conference that I went to right in 2017, right around the time I had cancer, and I was ready to throw in the towel. I was 2 years in business. I had no idea what was going on. I had so much in my brain that I wanted to do, and I was doing nothing because I didn't map it out. And right here, I'm happy to say that I have the original map that I did at this conference. And I have accomplished, this was on November 10th of 2019. I accomplished every single thing on this map. All right, because I mapped it out, I designed it, and these are the tools that I'm bringing here to you. All right, so no rules. This is your rule. This is your vision, your life, your dreams, your reality. So I want you to think about how you want to feel and what your time frame is for real. So maybe it's a year, maybe it's the next 9 months, maybe it's the next 3 months, and that's okay. So you decide. All right. So I want you to think about what are your values and your focus words for this year. Okay. So this year, in the last couple years, it's been CEO, consistency, education and execution, and then open for opportunity. That CEO mindset has been the last couple years. This year is much different. As life took a turn in October of last year, it's been an incredible journey of the last 6 months. And, as my relationship comes to a close, the relationship with myself is a huge opportunity, especially in the next 2 weeks. I'm closing out 22 years in the military. There's a lot of chapters that are closing, but there's a lot of opportunity for growth and freedom. And for the first time in my life, I'm stepping into a wild open ocean of opportunity. So my words are opportunity. There's freedom. There is untethered is what I'm no longer anchored. I no longer have a safety net. So this is scary stuff, right? I'm going and growing through a lot right now, and I'm still here to hold the space for you to be able to go after your dreams and your goals. So I'm going to share some stories with you here today to help you navigate your life. And hopefully you can find yourself in my stories to be able to elevate and just ignite your fire to keep going when it's hard, when it's tough. All right. So my words for this year now are untethered freedom. In 2 weeks, I will no longer have a paycheck, no safety net, and no marriage either. Okay. So I am literally here in Puerto Rico about to end my military career and my marriage all at once. And it's a very lonely journey, but it doesn't have to be that way. And so there's so much opportunity for learning and growth. And so we call that, I'm calling it untethered freedom. And I have faith. And so this is the system that I'm bringing here to you. All right, so here's your 8 pillars of your life. Because when we get overwhelmed and stressed or anxiety or depression, it's typically something is out of alignment and we're out of balance, right? And so we're navigating all these stressors and pressures at any given day. So all of these things, our body and our nervous system is balancing all of these 8 pillars of our life. So, hey, Juan. Okay, so the 8 pillars: health and fitness, relationships, career, social and leisure, personal development, quality of life, spirituality, and our finances. Okay, so we're going to go through each of these. I'm going to walk you through each of these. So what I would recommend is grab your notebook, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Let me unblur my background so that you can see this a little bit better as I have. So for those of you who haven't been in Puerto Rico, or if you're about to come to Puerto Rico, you'll be able to see I have a whole mirror wall right back here in my office, and it's a mind map of all the things that I'm working on, the business, all the things. So this is my mind map, and I use a dry erase board on the mirror. That's a really great way to do this. I also have, this was like, I got this on Amazon for like 12 bucks. This is a big, large whiteboard magnet. So I would map out your piece of paper or whiteboard or poster board just like this. So this is 2024 vision, and then I have 8 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So just no fancy. This was just, it's messy. It's nothing fancy. Okay. So there's the 8 pillars. I'm going to walk you through it. So there's 4 main questions that we're going to ask ourselves here today for each of the 8 categories. And so feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is what helps me move forward and navigate all the spaghetti brain and the overwhelm and stress in my brain at any given time. Everyone's like, Crystal, how do you do it? How the heck are you keeping going with your business and your workouts and your nutrition and your routine? And you're so disciplined. It's because I ask myself these powerful questions, and I'm constantly reflecting each and every day on how I'm doing in each and every week, how I'm doing in each of these areas of my life. So it's a constant feedback loop. Okay. So first question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in each of these categories? So you're going to score yourself and be honest. Okay, so in the chat, the chat, remember what happens in the chat stays in the chat right here in this group, in this accountability board of advisors, right? So feel free to post your reflections, your challenges, and support each other and cheer each other on. All right, so no one's perfect. I'm not at a 10 in any of these categories. Okay, so I am not an expert. All I am is your life tour guide. All right, so one of the best if those of you saw my post this morning, one of the best gifts I got from an amazing mentor of mine, her name is Melissa. When I retired, actually retired from the military 2 years ago, and had a retirement party and my speech and everything, and I got this beautiful compass. And she gave this to me, had it engraved and everything. It's beautiful, and I carry this with me everywhere. I am, for those of you who don't know, I'm directionally challenged as well, so I need my GPS to get everywhere. So it's kind of funny that I am your life tour guide. I still need a GPS. I still need a guide. I still need a mentor. I still need therapy. I still have several coaches. I invest in myself just as much as I want you to invest in yourself and in Cruise Beyond Limits. Okay. So I do this work to pave the way to show you what's possible. Okay. So this is the ripple effect of leadership. right? So I'm your life tour guide. I am still not at a 10 in any of these areas. So I just want to share with you, I'm here to help you facilitate a conversation with yourself. That's it. Okay, so we're going to figure out what is your top desire for each category. And I'm going to give you some ideas, tell you some stories. All right. So, and then what would achieving this make you feel? So, as an emotional intelligence coach, we want to sink into the emotions and the feelings. So, put ourselves there. And I want you to think about, okay, what does that end game look like? What is that you looking in good in that romper on vacation? Or maybe it's that trip that you're taking with your spouse or your children. Or maybe it's you coming to the Costa Rica Revive and Thrive retreat, how you're going to feel at the top of the mountain when you're looking over the beautiful ocean and the mountains and the beach, and you're in the infinity pool and you're just reflecting on life and seeing what could be possible for the next level version of you. It's vivid and you're sinking in the emotion. Paint the picture because it's possible. The way that I'm able to say this is because I've said it and then I made it happen and it sinks into my nervous system that yes, it's possible. And I'm here to tell you that everything on that map, I sunk into my nervous system and it happened. So those of you who, Cindy's not on this call, Cindy Whitteman, she wrote a book about manifesting. And I'm doing a collaboration with her for part 2. So chapter 2 or 3, she wrote all on Cruise Beyond Limits, and she put a whole chapter on Cruise Beyond Limits and how she manifested me as her coach. And here it is full circle. I'm about to co-author a book with her for part 2 of manifesting. So this stuff works. It's a science. It's not woo-woo. So if you've never done it, why not now? Okay. So sink it in. And then number 4, what is one action you can take in the near future? Now, I need you to really commit to yourself and be honest and make it manageable so that we can start to feel the momentum and the motivation and the feeling of accomplishment and sinking in the things that you're doing. So be honest with yourself and say, okay, what can I do today? What can I do in the next 3 days? What can I do in the next week? I need you to take action now. Okay, so this is to ignite your fire. All right. So if you need a little accountability and a little oomph to take action, we need to execute on our goals because the motivation just isn't going to creep in. We're never going to be ready enough. All right. So I'm an Amazon bestseller now for The Road to Resilience, 5 ways to have courageous confidence during seasons of change. Because I had a business coach and a mentor that said, tonight you are going to design your book cover. I was at a business conference and they said, tonight, he said, you're going to design your book cover. Do you have your book written yet? No, but you're going to write the book cover. And guess what you're going to do next? You're going to plan your launch date. So in June of 2023, I designed my book cover from a hotel room and it looks like this. I did not change one thing. I did this at 2 a.m. from a hotel room. And on that date, I said on August 27th of 2023, I'm going to be an Amazon bestseller. That's going to be my launch date on my 40th birthday. And on August 27th, 2023, I was an Amazon bestseller. But I sunk it in, I did it, I took massive action, and then I backwards planned. I got a coach, Marcus Black. He ended up writing the foreword to the book. So if those of you who haven't gotten this book, make sure you get your copy. But the foreword, he's my book coach, and now he's my speaking coach. And he knows my story through and through, and he's going to help take me to the next level. And we're starting next week on an 8-week program. And I've still invested in what's next. So I'm taking massive action and I want you to. All right. So we're going to dive in. So what could it look like? It could be digital. It could be, this thing on your refrigerator every single day. It could be pretty pictures. It can be a screensaver. It could be something on your phone. No matter what, it's not going to be in your drawer and it's not going to be hidden. It's not going to be inside a locker. It's not going to be in a file folder. It's going to be out loud and proud. And I'll tell you, it's scary. I had people come over my house and this was on my refrigerator where I'm like, oh shoot, my finances are only at a 5 out of 10 right now. Oh shoot, my nutrition or my career and work is only at a 5. My spirituality is only at an 8. And so sometimes, hey buddy, sometimes those things were like, oh, maybe we should hide this. We're not that far along. Or we don't really want to tell everyone our goals. Yes, we do. We got to show the world we can do it. So do not be afraid. And if you need to hide your wildest dreams and goals from the people that are in your household, or the people that are visiting, then we need to consider who's in our network and who we're letting in our house. More about that later. All right, so we're going to kick this off. Whew. All right, first things first, health and fitness. All right, so we need to fuel our body, our mind, body, soul, and spirit. Right, so the first category in the 8 pillars of our life is health and fitness. So this is a foundation. If we don't have our health in check, and so when you think about your health and fitness, I want you to think about your non-negotiables. So I have 4 non-negotiables. I have my sleep, my hydration, my nutrition, and my movement. So those are 4 non-negotiables each and every day for my health and fitness that I have a firm foundation that I am unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable. I have a commitment to myself and my health each and every day. That is a non-negotiable no matter what, no matter when I'm traveling, if someone's visiting, what's going on in my life. I can honestly say the last 6 months of my life, since it totally flipped upside down, I have not missed a meal. I have not missed a workout. I nap when I need to and rest and give myself the grace and space to heal. And what's the last one? Movement, sleep, nutrition, and hydration. I have not missed a day where I didn't drink half my body weight in ounces of water per day. So that has left me with a default setting. So when the challenges come, when life happens, I know that I'm strong and I have my system in check. So what is your system? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you in this category? What is your top goal or desire or way that you want to feel? So maybe it's sleep, maybe it's hydration, maybe it's nutrition, maybe it's movement. We're going to go through your spirituality and your faith and all that and your personal development later, but I want you to think about really your body as a vehicle. How are you fueling it? What are you doing to it? What are the things that you're putting in? Okay. And how are we resting? Studies show that we can't just wear, I only need 4 or 5 hours of sleep as a badge of honor anymore. Like we need to make sure that we are recovering and resting. Take naps if you need to, mindfulness and meditation, right? So what is your system? Let's figure this out. And what is one action you can take? Now, here's the deal with action. It doesn't mean you have to say, well, I have to, go completely keto and cut all carbs and go cold turkey on Pepsi and stop smoking altogether. No, it's like, what can I do daily, just a little bit at a time? And what is one thing we can do in the next day or two? And it might just be, let's read an article. Let's listen to a podcast. Let's hire a coach. Let's get a mentor. Let's get accountability. And it might be www.google.com or youtube.com or your podcast. I've talked to some people that are, trying to quit smoking or try to reduce the sugar in their life, or maybe trying to find different options for anti-inflammatory food and nutrition, right? It doesn't happen overnight. So it's very important to say, okay, what's happening? And it might just be, let's research. That could be the action. And that tells your brain, yep, I'm doing it. I'm taking a step forward. Okay. All right. So when it comes to fitness, of course, I have to have a shameless plug that we have the Crisbee Elements Virtual Hit Camp. For those of you who are unaware, we have an amazing accountability group with fitness, and I come live 3 times a week with different workouts every single week and to tone, shape, and we make fitness fun again. So please, for those of you who are here, definitely share your experience in the Crisbee Elements Virtual Hit Camp. We have an accountability group chat. We meet on Zoom once a month and we meet in person in real life. And the opportunity for you to achieve results, you just showing up for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Yep, sexy shoulders loading. The work works when you do the work, right? And I know Cynthia just did a workout just before here. Raise your hand if you did it this morning before. I know I went for a long run. Nice job. So giving yourself credit for the work that you are doing. And this is the work that we do in the Cruise Beyond Limits virtual hit camp. So feel free to scan the QR code here on the screen and have access to this incredible program. You can start today. You don't have to wait till Monday. Don't wait till next month. Actually, Monday's April 1st. What a great day to start. But you can start today. And for those of you who are here live right now, we are going to raffle off at the end of this call. Whoever is left, yes, the burpee motivator, whoever is left is going to get a $100 Cruise Beyond Limits cruise cash to use towards a free month of fitness. So huge, huge, huge. So so stay till the end. It's worth it. You're worth it. Okay, yay burpees. Doesn't get easier, you get stronger. And I'm going to turn the fan on because it is hot in here. All right. So next thing's next. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible. And when we go to share our results with the world, that inner critic creeps in, other people's opinions of like, oh, there you go, bragging again. I was that girl in 2020. Okay, so I would share other people's memes and quotes. And then I had a business coach and a mentor. She's like, you can't hide anymore. You have your own thoughts and feelings and emotions and dreams and you have your own quotes and you're funny and you have so much personality to share and so much to share with the world. So stop hiding. And so at this business conference, I took a challenge and there was an Instagram challenge that said, hey, the first person or the best person who shares their message of what they want to do and the impact they want to make in the world with a selfie here at this conference and tag us is going to win a prize. So one person is going to win this social media contest. So this was the first post that I put out there to the world to say, here's what I want to do. And so that post, I want to find it. I'm going to go back, scroll back into my Instagram and find it. Because I think this was a very pivotal point in my life and in my career. And so I said, I want to host a retreat for female veterans and military spouses. And so, and I want to bring along, I have chills every time I think about this. I want to bring along a team of other incredible female veterans and military spouses to be on my team to help facilitate this incredible experience. And I put that out there before I had no plan. I was like, I knew I wanted to do it and I knew who I wanted to bring along. And it's no surprise that that's actually what I've done. So this was back in 2019, before COVID, before I even started the virtual hit camp. I put it out there and I put it on Instagram and I ended up winning this contest. They brought me on stage and I was scared to all bejesus. I'm trying not to swear. So like my heart was in my I'm like, holy cow. And so that was the fuel that I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. It's possible. And I won this is a game, some roller coaster game, this roller. I never actually opened it. I wish I did, but there was a fellow female veteran or a military spouse that actually started a game, and that was the prize. But that prize, it didn't matter. Just the fact that I put my message out to the world and I said, yes, I'm going after it. And this is my mission and this is my vision. I'm here. The prize is right here, right now. And every single time I show up is a prize and is a gift for me. I don't need $100. I just need to know that this is possible and that I'm on the right track and I'm fueling my future every single day by showing up for myself. So hopefully that message resonates with you. The next time you're scared to go on Instagram or share your results, Alicia, like you're having these amazing before and afters. I'm seeing her. She's in her stories. She's doing selfies. She's posting pictures with her kids. Like she's about to go on a trip at this water park. I can't wait to see like it's, it's just so possible. It is possible. Anything is possible. All right. So number 2, career and work. So speaking of going after dreams and desires, your career and your work, maybe, maybe you're not quite there yet. Maybe you're in between. You're like, I'm not really happy where I'm at in my job, but I know I'm made for more. And you're kind of in this like messy middle. Or maybe you're like, I'm feeling really good. Like, I'm at a really great place in my career, but maybe my health and fitness is like kind of taking a back burner. So this is a time to be like, let's celebrate ourselves, but also we can't get too complacent because you never know when life is going to get thrown at you, right? You never know when perhaps a client is going to cancel on you or, especially in business, right? If something happens, we have to have a fallback plan. We have to be like, okay, if something happens, what is going to be our plan B? Right? And so being intentional with our plan is very important. And being able to visualize what that future is going to look like is key. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you in your career and your work or your life's passion and purpose, right? So, maybe you're a business owner. Maybe you want to be a business owner. Maybe you've been doing a side hustle for a while and you're like, I think it's time for the rocket ship to go. If you know, you know. If it's piercing your heart and my eyeballs are looking at you, you know, you know. Okay. So maybe it's time. So, what is your top desire, right? For your time frame, not mine, right? I'm not here to tell you you need to do all these things in the next 30 days or else you're stuck. No, you against you, no one else. All right. So I'm here. Remember, I'm just lip liner. I'm just giving you the system. That's all. And I have filled in these blocks, and that's why I'm here to share this with you. I could keep this system all to myself and be on top of the world and achieve all the dreams and goals I want, but it's lonely at the top. I want to bring you all with me. So this work works when you do the work. Okay, so what's your top desire for your career, for maybe retirement, for your business, right? For that promotion. Maybe you work from home, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. What does that look like for you? Are you embracing that role? Or maybe you want to do a side hustle, or maybe you want to be a part of the Crispy Unlimited team and you don't know what that looks like. Maybe you have unique gifts and talents and you're just not sure. Let's have a conversation. I know I can speak for Sandra. She shared this message. When she came to the retreat last year, she sat in that center seat. That center seat at the retreat is so magical, right? When you can just quiet the noise and sit there and say, what is my purpose? What is the next step? And you might not know those answers yet, but with me as your life tour guide and mentor, the answers will unfold. And it's not going to happen overnight, but each and every day, diligently, we pick up the pieces and the breadcrumbs. And right now, a year later, Sandra is here on the Crispy Unlimited team, stepping into her power. She's doing incredible things in the veteran space and helping. We don't have it all together yet, right? We're still every single day learning and growing together and unpeeling the layers. So it's not like it's perfection. It's like progress each and every day as we unpeel what could be possible. But we have to stay present and patient in what we call the messy middle to say, okay, what could be possible? And yes, growing and stretching. It's uncomfortable, right? But that's why we do this all together. So how are you going to feel if you have this one dream or goal or the promotion, or maybe you're stepping on stage for the first time, or maybe you're launching your book? We have a book writing retreat here in Costa Rica, or Puerto Rico, sorry, Puerto Rico. I'm in Puerto Rico. It's going to be in May. That's launching this week. So May 14th to the 17th is going to be the next book writing retreat. Incredible opportunity for you to get your book out to the world. So if you want access to that, send me a message. You'll see all the notifications for that. Maximum of 10 people, very, very small group of people. You will leave. My book coach, Marcus Black, who helped me write my book, Amazon bestseller in 30 days, is coming here to Puerto Rico and spending 3 days with our community to be able to say, you're going to leave with your rough draft of your book. So if you want to take massive action, this work works when you do the work. And I'm here to tell you the story. So if you want that, if you're like, this has been on my heart, let's go. We figure it out and we move. All right. And then how will you take action? So what can you do? What's one thing you can do in this area of your life? One thing, just one. Okay. So I'm going to pause here for a second. Make sure you comment in the chat. How are we feeling so far? Where are you on your scale of 1 to 10 in health and fitness and in your career and work? These are typically the top two pillars that a lot of times drive everything else, right? Because we spend a lot of time at work and then we spend a lot of time in our body and in our mind, right? So it's like Those are the top two things that are typically the most important in our life. And we tend to forget about all the other stuff. So we're going to dive in, but I just want you to honor and love yourself where you're at and bloom where you're planted. So if you're feeling some stories and some guilt or shame or blame, I want you to just say, no, we're here to collect data and reflect and have this feedback loop so we can move forward. That's it. Okay. So check yourself. So when it comes to relationships, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you in this area of your life? So relationships, this could be with your spouse, your roommate, friendships, children, fur babies, right? I know I was with Molly last night at the barbecue. She has a puppy, right? So some of you have puppies, right? You're growing young children puppies, right? And so like that's a relationship you have to cultivate. And sometimes we don't think about that as like that's like another child. Or maybe you've never had children before. You're raising a child, a fur baby child, right? Or maybe you have grandchildren in your life. You have to cultivate those relationships, or nieces or nephews, right? So what do those relationships look like to you? All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in this category? And I'll tell you that part of this, and maybe you say, okay, well, how's my relationship with my spouse? 1 to 5, 1 to 10. How's my relationship with each of my children? 1 to 10. And then work from there to kind of further map out what this looks like for each of your relationships. And this is the work that we do in the Cruise Beyond Limits world, and specifically in the Million Dollar Body Academy. So we have a 3-month mastermind where we spend a whole module on relationships. And we take a deep dive and unpeel each of the relationships and help you navigate this at a deeper level. So if you need support in this area, please reach out. Happy to help you. That course the group course only happens once a month or once a year. In January, we start the cohort. But I actually have a couple private clients that are going through this process on a 1-to-1 basis. So it is an online course with a workbook that helps you navigate your identity, your habits, your relationships, your confidence, your nutrition, your boundaries, all the things that really cultivate that relationship with yourself. Okay, so I just want to plug that because I think it's very important to recognize that all of this is a holistic approach to the relationship you have with yourself. So we have to be intentional with each relationship that we have. And it's overwhelming. So the more we map this out, the better we are. Okay, the more in control we are. So what's your top desire for this particular area in your relationships? So you can ask these questions with each of your children, each of your fur babies, each of your, coworkers, business partners, right? And how will this make you feel achieving this next level in your relationships, and specifically the relationship with yourself as well? And what's one thing you can do in this area of your life? So feel free to share your reflections on relationships. I want to share a quick video with you because I think in relationships, we think, well, we're going to fix all those other people. We're not the problem, right? It's all them that are screwed up. They need to change. They got to fix themselves, right? And so we're fixers. And so I want to just share this next video clip, and hopefully this will help give you a little bit of laugh. And I also have the link to this that I'm happy to share. It's not about the nails. So, if you can dream it, you can do it. So there's my the way that I finish every marathon. All right. Oh man, it's out of order. We're gonna play this one first. This is my good old my best mentor, Trent Shelton. So I'm going to share this one first, and then I'll share the one about relationships.
I just got a question for you. A question that changed my life. A question that made me step up to the plate. A question that made me be everything that I was created to be. And that question I want to ask you is this: why not you? I know we always ask, why me? Why has this happened to me? Why do I have to go through all this? Why is all these things leaving my life? All this struggle coming in my life? Why not you? Why not you be the one to take all that struggle, all that pain, all that loss, and build that into strength? Build that into something special. Build that into greatness. Why not you be the one out of your family that does something incredible with their life? Why not you be the one that comes from your city and your neighborhood that takes their life to a level only people dream of going? Why not you be the one to make it, to start that business, to do the impossible, to do what people don't even think that anybody could do? Why can't it be you? You know, what I'm doing today with my life and with Rehab Time is the impossible for a lot of people. At one point, it was the impossible for myself. But one day I woke up and said, why not me? I said, forget my imperfections, forget all these negative things that are going on in my life, forget the negative thoughts that are going on in my mind. I said, you know what? I'm gonna conquer my struggle. I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna be that person that I know deep down inside I could be. And I started saying, it's on me. So you watching this video right now, it's on you. You can be the one. You can be the one that gives people hope. You can be the one that people look up to. You can be the one to show people that it is possible, to show people that it is achievable, to show people there is a next level. Make that be you. You be the one. You hear me? Stop sleeping on your life. Stop pressing snooze. Stop doubting yourself. Stop waiting till the perfect time to do something, and go be the one. Why not you? Like I said in every single video, it all starts with you. It's Rehab Time.
All right, gotta love some Trent Shelton. Oh my gosh. I got to meet him in person in September. I went to one of his events and it was incredible. And I got to meet him, shake his hand, take a picture. And I know that one day I will be on the stage with him. I will be on a stage with him. I know that. So there's going to be a time in my life where I'm going to be invited to bigger stages, bigger places, bigger spaces. And I know I've been able to even this week share a stage with some incredible people. And if I didn't say, why not me? Yes, it's possible. I'm possible. It's meant for me too. Not just the famous people, not just the rich and famous, me too. Why not me? I'm putting myself in the rooms. I'm putting myself in the game. I'm putting myself in the arena. And one step, one repetition at a time, I keep going after it. So I know that one day when it happens, and I'm like backstage and I'm like, you know, we're speaking at the same event, I'm gonna be like, of course it happened because I designed it that way, right? So it's very, very possible. And so when we think about the ripple effect of you showing up powerfully and putting yourself in the game, you get to show others what's possible. And so when we think about the quality of life and the legacy that you want to leave, when you think about when you leave the room, how do people feel about you? What is the impact that you have? What is the feeling and the energy that you leave? Right? And so when you think about your quality of life and your reputation, I want us to be very, very intentional with this as part of one of the pillars that we live. Right? And so on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in this area? Now, when we think about abundance, when we think about our reputation and the legacy that we want to leave, it's not about the fancy car. Sometimes it is. That is a representation of the achievements that you've had in your life, right? So maybe it's the red bottom shoes, maybe it's the fancy purse, maybe it's the Victoria's Secret, you know, that you invested in. Maybe it's the nice car, maybe it's the nice house that you paid off, maybe it's your first house, whatever that is, that can be a representation. However, I want you to think about what is a desire that you want to leave a legacy of your leadership and the ripple effect of the feeling and the emotion and the lasting impact of what you're doing on this earth. So it's really, it feels good to like buy all the cute stuff and, have all the things. But I'll tell you, I packed 10 suitcases. I was in a penthouse 3-bedroom condo, at the, floor to ceiling windows. It was a beautiful place with a lot of stuff. And I'm happier now with 10 suitcases in a 1-bedroom overlooking the ocean with hardly anything. Sold my car. I bought a 1999 Nissan Quest minivan with no brakes, no air conditioning, no windshield wiper fluid. I took a water bottle the other day. I went to this event and I took a water bottle, my windshield wiper fluid, the whole pump system doesn't even work. And the whole windshield was dusty. And I was driving at night and I was like, oh crap, I can't do the squirting thing, right? So I took my water bottle. I was on the thruway, took my water bottle outside and poured it on my windshield so that I can see. Right. And so I say that to say, like, we don't need all the things. But what's the lasting legacy and where's the lesson? And how can you show up powerfully no matter what so you can show others what's possible? All right. And sometimes it's a humbling experience. And I have to think about it. Like I show up in my 1999 hoopty. Her name's Gigi. And she's a work in progress, just like all of us, right? So she's getting air conditioning this week. So for those of you who are coming to Puerto Rico, and you're going to meet Gigi, and hopefully she'll have air conditioning by the time you see her. Super excited for that. But what is your quality of life? What is your message and your legacy that you want to leave? All right. And if you're not sure, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this. All right. Present for my family, making memories. Yes, I love that. And what's one action you can take? So hopefully you're taking notes. Remember, we're just brainstorming right now. This is the messy, like, stuff, right? And we're going to sort it all out. And I'll give you some tips on how to bring it to life afterwards. Okay, social life and leisure. So some of y'all are like, Crystal, I have kids and grandkids and all the things. I don't have a social life. And what the heck is leisure? I can't get away. Is that the story we're telling? Is that true? Or are we here to design a better way and a life that we desire? Because when we fill our cup and we're happy in the leisure and we're having fun, we're a bunch of big kids anyways. Those of you who've been in Wacky Wednesday and the Cruise Band Limits Virtual Hit Camp, we're all just a bunch of big kids, right? Trying to not take ourselves so seriously, right? And tap into the fun play side, the creative side of our life. All right. If we shut that part down, then we're just robots, right? And we're just working all the time and pouring into everyone and everything else. But when we can start to have fun and zest and play and creativity in our life, then we just tap into a different a different frequency, right? A different energy. And people will love you and you will attract more people that love the play. And they're like, oh my gosh, I see that smile. I see that vibrancy, that playful side, that pop of color, right? That little swag that you got going on, right? That confidence. Because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tapping into pieces of me that have been shut off for years. I've talked to a lot of clients that either are moms or they've been through a divorce and they've shut off the play side. Especially those of us in the military, we shut off that play side because we check our feelings at the door. And it's so easy to wear this mask of masculinity and push and grind and doing so much and doing more and achieving more to prove ourselves, to prove that we're a good mom, to prove that we're a good leader, to prove that we're good at our job, to prove that we can, like, who made that crap up? Why can't we have fun? Why can't we implement play into our life? Right? So it's a balance, right? So it takes intention. So what's your top desire for this category of your life? So maybe it's like, hey, I want to have a girls' night, or I want to do a game night, or I want to go play tennis, or there's pickleball here in Puerto Rico. I want to learn how to play pickleball. There's beach tennis right here. There's nets that I'm going to play some beach tennis. I bought rackets. Like I used to play tennis in high school, right? And this beach tennis is kind of like tennis, kind of like volleyball, a mixture of in between. It's different than pickleball. But I bought these cheap rackets at freaking CVS, and it's a great workout. You can get a tan and it's fun. And it's like you laugh at yourself when you miss and you strike, and it's like, but you get a good ab workout at the same time, and sexy shoulder caps are coming in hot, right? So like, I'm gonna go out and have some fun today. So after this, I have a couple calls and then I'm gonna spend the afternoon on the beach. And I am literally shutting it down. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go have some fun, right? So maybe it's comedy. Maybe it's going to see a movie. Maybe it's taking yourself out to dinner. Maybe it's going into nature. Maybe it's taking a trip. What's one action you can take to give yourself the gift? So speaking of which, I've talked about the retreat. Some of you are going to be joining me at the Revive and Thrive retreat in Costa Rica. The next one that's coming up is July 25th to the 31st. And we are going to tap into some fun and play, adventure and goal setting and goal getting and sisterhood and all the things. So it's an incredible, amazing experience. It's an all-inclusive luxury experience for the woman that does everything for everyone else and pours into everyone else. And you get to show up. I'm going to give you the system, and you're going to quiet the noise, and you're going to tap into your next level version of you and have a sisterhood and be treated like the queen that you are. There's going to be butler service. You're not going to lift a finger, or you're not going to plan anything. You're not going to lift a finger. You just get to be and have the time of your life. Now, this is not a vacation. All right. So this is a personal development conference. All right. But it just so happens to be in a beautiful area in a mansion on the top of a mountain in Costa Rica, right next to the beach. All right. So this is a personal development experience. So when you look at the cost, I want you to think this is an investment in me. It's a personal development conference. It just so happens to be in a luxurious, beautiful place, right? Because I need to take you out of your environment so you can quiet the noise and get away from it, not on Zoom, where you might be multitasking, talking to your kids, talking to your spouse, taking care of the dog, doing the dishes, making breakfast, making lunches, answering text messages, and looking at your emails, taking selfies, all the things. No, like this is for you. We're going to quiet all the noise. We're going to put you in an environment to be able to take yourself to the next level. And this is so powerful. So share in the chat if you've been in this experience before and what you would say to others. There's a QR code for you to join and get access. I know Cynthia, you're going to be joining. I cannot wait to see you there and for you to experience this. All right. So talk about a spiritual experience as well. So when we think about spirituality in our life, it's another pillar. So some of us, are Christian, right? Or no matter what faith you have, right? So faith in God, whatever God you believe in, universe, or maybe it's faith in yourself and your core values that are your litmus test and your point in your life where you're like, these are my core values. This is my guiding light. This is my GPS system. I can't even open this, right? So this is it, right? And so we tap in. Where is our North Star? When we think about spirituality, we know that life stressors and pressures are going to try to knock us down. There's going to be obstacles, right? And so we have to have faith. And I'm about to step in the next 2 weeks into a wild, deep blue ocean. And I spent a lot of time reflecting about this on the cruise last couple weeks ago. I went on a cruise to 5, 6 different countries and different islands that I've never been to before. And this was the first cruise that I've ever been in. And I had a balcony with a red hammock and a set of chair and one chair and one table. And it's very vivid. As I looked and I sat in this hammock each and every day, I reflected on a deep blue, wild, open ocean. And as I go into the next chapter of my life, and as I continue the next 9 months of 2024, I don't know what's coming. It's a wild, deep blue ocean of opportunity. There might be icebergs, there might be buoys. I was on a catamaran too, where we ran over a buoy and everyone was panicking. They're like, iceberg, it's a buoy, we're gonna run it over, it's coming right ahead. Everyone was screaming, it was scary, and everyone was freaking out. And it just went, boom. We ran over the buoy. Everyone survived. But I specifically watched the pilot or the captain of the ship who literally stood up there like this. He made a mistake, but he was at 10-2 and he was like, I got this. I have faith, right? And recognizing that when things get tough, we don't panic, and our energy and what we do, we have a faith and a power and a presence to know that everything's going to be okay. And his emotional intelligence in those moments, I vividly remember his eyes. And I feel very deeply with with everyone. I'm an empath, right? So I feel your emotions deeply. And I have been in some really negative spaces, and I've been through a lot of crisis and overwhelm and stress in my life. And I'm literally 10-2, like on the big wheel on the ship, 10-2. When life flipped upside down 10 months ago, I was like 10-2. And what's interesting is that at 10-2, I have my snacks, it's snack time. But it's also a time that I check in with myself and I'm like, I'm on track for today. 10-2, pedal to the metal. I have faith in myself, faith in God, that I have what it takes in that big, deep blue ocean. And we might be running over buoys. We might have icebergs ahead. We're going to have challenges. We're going to have, people are going to try to poke holes in the boat. Someone's going to try to cut the anchor. But I got this, no matter what. So where are you in your area of spirituality? Now, might be values, might be your relationship with God, the universe. So think about this. Scale of 1 to 10, what's your top desire? I know for me, like when I'm home, I have a commitment that I will go to church in real life if I absolutely can. And if it's an emergency, then I will stream it online every Sunday. But I also have I have my morning and evening Jesus calling. So every single day I start and end with prayer. So it's not just a weekly event. It's a daily conversation that I have with myself and with God. Very, very important. And it wasn't until I realized that that needed to be a part of my non-negotiables that people are like, Crystal, how are you standing still? How are you so powerful? How are you so confident? How are you so strong? It's because it's an inner knowing and a being and a presence. So what's one action you can take, and what's one thing that you can do in the next, 1 day, 3 days, week to launch yourself to the next level? Maybe it's having conversations with friends. Maybe it's joining a small group. Maybe it's sharing, sometimes when I share Jesus Calling with a couple friends. I actually have a former pastor. Those of you, yes, love it. I have a former pastor, those of you who don't know, Jackie Kraft. Every single day, we share a passage together, every morning. So every day, without fail, I have a connection with someone else holding me accountable with my spirituality. And I'm still learning. I didn't grow up in the church. It was like, hey, look good on Christmas and Easter and go to church, check the box, stand up, sit down. I'm like, what the heck is this church thing? And it just, for me, it wasn't until I went through basic training where, for the military, where they're like, hey, on Sundays, you go to church or you stay back and clean and fold socks for everyone. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try this church thing. And that's really when I found God. Right. And so it was later in life. And I'm still building that relationship each and every day. Okay. So this is a balance. Right. And so a lot of times when we're in stress and overwhelm and life gets thrown at us, and when the devil creeps in and a lot of those inner critics, I want you to ask, are you cultivating your relationship with your faith or with God or your universe or whatever you believe in, your core values? Check in with yourself, because that's your litmus test. People are like, how are you not like burning down someone's house right now or their car or showing up at their door with so much anger? And like, because I live with love and grace and space, and God's got this. And everything, He's got me. And I don't need to show anger and hurt towards people that are doing me wrong. So I have a faith and an inner presence that just grilled cheese and Jesus. Yeah, like he's got this. And everything happens right on his timing, not mine. And it sure is. And it's unfolding every single day. So, what action can you do? So, be faithful in what exists within you. Because a lot of times, especially of servant leaders and givers and lovers, and we do a lot of things for other people, right? And we sometimes look for that validation that we're on the right track, but that validation's got to come from within. And I would say happiness is an inside job. And that validation is like, no, he's got this. I got this, no matter what. I don't need anybody else to tell me. Like, it feels really great. Everyone's like, Crystal, you're so strong. You're so tenacious. You're so courageous. I'm like, yes, that feels good. It is validation that I'm on the right track. But also, I don't need that anymore. I used to. I don't need it because I know. I know I'm on the right track and I know I'm going to be okay. Okay, so what's next? Personal development. So in the personal development space, you're already here. So congratulations. Where's my bell? Right? You're here. Personal development. Unpeeling the layers, opening up the hood of your vehicle, and go looking in the mirror and saying, okay, how am I doing? How can I be a better human? How can I elevate my life? How can I help others? How can I show up powerfully in my life, presently in my life, so I'm not in a reactive, anxiety, depression driven ball of mess with spaghetti brain? Because people don't like to be around that. Okay. So personal development is saying, like, you know what? I'm having a personal experience and a human experience, and I want to get to know myself under pressure. Okay. And so sometimes we got to get educated and get some tools in our tool belt. We got to learn, we got to get coached, we got to get mentored, we got to search for the answers and get curious. So that's what personal development's all about. So you're here already getting curious and doing the dang thing. So kudos to you. Congratulations. That should not be a 1 because you're already here. So it's your score 1 to 10. How happy are you in this area? Okay. So how curious are you? Now, faith, growing in your faith can be a way of personal development as well. But I want you to consider, what conferences are you going to? How are you learning? How many books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? What is coming into your brain and in through your phone or your interwebs instead of Netflix, right? That is fueling your future, that is helping you be a better human, is helping you understand yourself at a deeper level. Thank you for sharing that, Alicia. So what is your top desire? So scale of 1 to 10, right? Let's think about, what do you want? What are your goals for this? You know, do we want to read a book a month? Maybe a book a week. Audible is great. Podcasts are great. Coming to the retreat is a personal development conference, right? It's not a vacation. It's a vacation with a purpose to learn and grow and unpeel the layers to see what is possible for you. All right. And I just spent, the first part of this week in a business conference, learning how to scale and grow my business. I never stop. And I invested in an entire year program, which, by the way, is way more. If you think about the investment, I've invested way more than that I've ever asked for you to attend my personal development conferences. So I have literally invested tenfold, because I know that the more I pour into myself, I get to learn more to bring to you. And the more I level up, that's the ripple effect, right? And so I get to show you what's possible by going and getting into bigger rooms, bigger spaces, bigger places, to be able to learn from mentors and people that have done this before. Guess what? Cruise Beyond Limits in my system, my business plan, I didn't make this up. It's a system that I learned from other people that have done it before me. And I've filled in the lip liner to be able, like, so this isn't like rocket science. It's like, hey, How can I personally develop and grow my business in a way that feels really good, where I have financial freedom and the freedom to travel all over and get to show others what's possible? Okay, so what's your top desire? How can you continue to learn and grow to elevate yourself? You want to start a podcast? I bought a book last week from the guy that was talking about podcasts. I have a show. I have my own show. I'm a host of a show. But guess what? I'm going to have an actual podcast. I technically have a podcast, but I'm learning how to launch a podcast officially. And I'm learning from the people that have done it before. Okay. So I'm still personally developing, still buying books, still elevating. I met a girl that is all about financial, how to own your money. This is her business card. I got this from the lady on the cruise. I met her. I'm going to be investing in how to have more financial freedom and work my money. So that's a personal investment, personal development, right? I'm investing in the things that matter, things that are going to fuel my future. So what action am I doing it all today? No, but I've mapped out a plan of what I'm going to do this quarter, what I'm going to do next quarter, how we're going to take Cruise Beyond Limits to the next level in the third quarter in September. And so the more that we map this out, it's like we're not doing it all tomorrow, but we're creating a plan. So what can you do? What action can you take to take yourself to the next level, to say, all right, this is the end of first quarter. By the end of June, I'm going to be signed up for the retreat, which is going to take me to the next quarter. What can we do from July till September, the end of at the end of September? What does third quarter look like? And then what does the fourth quarter, October to December, look like, so that we can finish strong for this year? So if we can map this out, we budget and we plan our personal development. We plan our trips, we plan our investment in ourselves, and then we plan our investment in our family too, and our fun. We plan our faith, we plan our fitness, we plan our fun, right? And we plan our family. The four main pillars, Cruise Beyond Limits: fun, fitness, family, and faith. Okay. So how can we plan that to make it fun? So there's a retreat again. And so the final pillar, a lot of F words around here, is finances. So how are you on the scale of 1 to 10? How happy are you in this area of growth and development with your finances? Because a lot of times, if we're not living in abundance of what could be possible, we're living in scarcity of debt, and things are too expensive, or I can't afford that, or I can't go to that because I got to watch my finances. That's scarcity mentality. So I want you to think about, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in this area of your life? I'm about to step into the wild blue ocean with no safety net, no bank account, or no bank account. I have a bank account, but no paycheck. I have faith in myself that I have an abundant mindset, and I've worked very hard on my financial mindset, my money mindset. I no longer have debt. I have investments in my future. I no longer cannot afford things. I say, how can I make this happen? I no longer say, well, I need that payment plan because I need to like save. And no, I say I am mindful in the investments that I'm making, and I figure out ways, such as PayPal, for instance. I learned that PayPal, I can pay in full and go all in with the energy that says I'm investing in myself. And I did it last week. I invested in a program for $1,000. There was a payment plan, but I said, I'm going in all in on this particular thing. And I said, PayPal can pay in full, and then I can pay for like $20 a month as a layaway plan. So that energy goes all in to my coach and my mentor to say, you know what? I know you're the coach for me. I know you're going to take me to that next level, but I'm going to find out a way, because that's a different energy, an abundance energy that says, this is possible for me. And I know that we are aligned, and this is how I'm going all in on me. And I don't know what's going to happen afterwards, but I know that anything is going to be possible when I have the all in energy. And then no matter what, roll up your sleeves. I'm going to freaking figure it out kind of energy. That's a lean in rocket ship energy, not like, oh, well, I just don't, maybe next year, I don't think I can afford it. I don't know. Like, no, many of you have popped children out of your body. You are capable of amazing, incredible things. And a woman that goes after her dreams and that is unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable, anything is possible. So this is a big thing. And there's tools and resources out there to help you manage your budget, manage your finances. And I want you to say on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you at? What is your top desire? If the top desire is to get to that retreat in July, we're 3 months away, 4 months away. How can you make that happen? How would achieving this make you feel when you're at the top of the mountain, surrounded by sisters and tapping into that next little version of you, tapping into the spiritual experience that you're going to receive when you're there? The luxury experience that so many people are like, that's for the rich and famous. That's never going to be possible. Yeah, you're right. If you keep telling yourself that, or I'm never going to be able to lose that weight, or I'm never going to be able to fit in those. Yeah, you're right. If you keep telling yourself that. Okay. So this is a different mentality. And so if you're stuck in this cycle and you're telling yourself a story, we need to break the cycle and figure out what can we implement? How can we move forward? And I'll tell you, I packed 10 suitcases and a one-way ticket to here. I tell you, I know how scary it is. Especially untethered freedom that's about to happen in 2 weeks, right? Trust me, I know with finances, it is scary AF. But the second you go all in on you and you have that tenacious, courageous, all in mentality, you're unstoppable. Okay, so I consider taking this picture out, but I just want to bring it up here for the elephant in the room. Progress over perfection, and a beautiful thing is never perfect. So what you see on Instagram, what you see is the highlight reel for everyone else may not be perfect underneath. All right. And as my marriage comes to a close here, after 10 years, I met my husband 10 years ago today. It wasn't perfect. And we tried our best to have progress each and every day and work together. Right. And so it's never perfect. We're never going to be perfect, and we're never going to feel like we're at the top of the mountain. Right. We're constantly learning and growing and going all in on us, no matter what. All right. So think about it. Show up just as you are in the messy middle. And for many, I mean, I told myself a story. We were going after the same things, and it was beautiful. But there were some things under the surface that weren't so pretty, that weren't so beautiful. All right. So just recognize we all got our stuff. We all have our family dynamics. We all have things that we're not proud of. We all have things that below the surface are messy and icky. But until we start to reflect and unpeel those layers to say, like, okay, what's really going on? Quiet the noise so we can move forward. That's the work I've been doing in the last 6 months. And I haven't done it alone. And neither should you. Okay, so speaking of which, we're going to have the 4 R's. So feel free to take a screenshot. This is your homework. What are you going to reduce? So what is one thing you're going to stop doing, reduce? What is one thing you can release? What is one thing you will revive in your life? And what is one thing you're just going to relax and not take yourself so freaking seriously and be so rigid on? Give yourself some grace and space to have fun. All right, so this is your homework. And I'd love for you to send me a message afterwards. Send me a message. What are you going to reduce? Have some accountability. What are you going to release in your life? Because here's the deal. If you want to take yourself to the next level, there's something that you have to sacrifice to give up. All right. So you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So we got to reduce something, release something, revive something, and relax something. Okay. I'm excited to do this life with you too. Ooh, buckle up. This rocket ship's going. All right. So want help taking action? For those of you who are new to our world, welcome to Cruise Beyond Limits. It is a wild ride. We do hard things around here. We show up no matter what, when it's messy, when it's ugly, when we don't want to, when we're tired, when we're stressed, when we're overwhelmed, and we're not meant to do it alone. So this work works when you continue to do the work consistently and you show up for yourself and your health no matter what. And the way that this comes off my tongue is because I'm consistently showing up in power, in aligned message to bring this to the world. So I say this each and every day. So without delay, I want you to go after your dreams and goals and take massive action. So reach out, follow me on social, share this message with other people. Literally, I would love for you to take a screenshot, share on social, like challenge yourself to say like, hey, Crystal did this. She didn't have a voice. What, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? She had no idea what was to come. And here she is. This is my coach. This is my mentor. It is possible. And I'm here on this journey with her. Like, why not you? You too are capable of going after your dreams. All right, so we've gone through the 8 pillars. We've asked ourselves some powerful questions. We've done some brainstorming. I know there's a video that's missing, so I really want to make sure I share that with you because I think it's really powerful with regards to relationships. So we're going to bring this alive next. All right, so what's next? So you can do it virtually. You can do Pinterest, you can do a Photoshop, you can do Adobe, you can do a PowerPoint presentation. There's Canva. There's all kinds of things that you can do digitally to bring this alive for the 8 pillars. So you can have words, pictures, clippings of magazines, whatever you want to do. But I need you to take the messy action, take the messy brainstorm and bring it to life and put it into a system that you can look at each and every day. So you can have your notebook, but I need it to be visible. Okay. So I need you to say it's got to be at eye level, not too high, not too low, not in a drawer, not like that's why I put this right at my eye level, that it's possible. All these things are right here within reach. And every day I focus. Okay, what am I working on? Well, how do I want to feel? What is the one thing that I want to accomplish by the end of this year? Like for me is 2024, right? I've determined that 2024 is a year plan that I map out each quarter, right? And I say, brain, hey, every day I open up that refrigerator to get my eggs in the morning, to get my yogurt, to get my apples, to get my creamer, my coffee creamer, right? All the things, my lunch, my prepped meals. I open it every day. So I'm constantly looking at it. It's a constant reflection. So it's telling the brain, remember you said you were going to do that. How we doing? All right. And then when we go after our dreams and goals, those doubts are going to creep in. I'll tell you, gosh, every single day without fail, I have a doubt that creeps in that says, knock, knock, Crystal, just making sure you really want to do that. Sure. Like, maybe not. Maybe it's time to quit. Maybe you should stop. Maybe no one's going to hear you. No one's going to show up to that. Nope. Maybe not good enough. Those thoughts don't go away. Okay. But I have to turn that volume down. And sometimes, and I've done this, actually, I did this when I was in Key West last month. I went to Key West for my friend's birthday, and we did this exercise together where we actually wrote down the thoughts that aren't serving us, and we threw them in the ocean. They were biodegradable, like little paper, and so we weren't like littering, but it was really powerful to be able to say, you know what, this isn't serving me. I'm putting it out into the ocean, and I'm letting the tide wash away with these thoughts. And so think about it. What can you do physically to burn these thoughts and tell yourself a different story? So there's several different tips and tools and ways that we do that. We do that in the Cruise Beyond Limits world. Yes, letting go in the ocean. All right. So next up, we're going to celebrate. We're going to document our success. So I need you to think about, look, you have your scores of 1 to 10 in all these areas. I want you to think about your 3 lowest categories. Okay. So your 3 lowest categories that you scored yourself. Okay. And I want you to think about, okay, these are the 3 areas that we need to do the most work on. All right. And most intentions with. So I want you to write it down, score it, circle it, star it. And I want you to think about who's in your network. And in the Cruise Beyond Limits world, we have the Health is Wealth community. It's an incredible community. So I want you to say, you know what? Hey, I took this awesome vision board workshop today, and these are the 3 things that I'm working on. I want you to be courageous and put it out there. And then celebrate your success, right? I think it's so powerful. Like, remember that everything on social media looks rainbows and butterflies and perfect on the outside, right? But how cool would it be for you to say, you know what? Here's what I'm working on this year. And I can't wait to meet the woman I am next year or on December 31st, accomplishing that thing. And you never know, even saying something in this chat right now, someone in this community, someone in our community might be able to introduce you or put you on that stage or help you or get you an interview or connect you with someone that's going to help you. So we don't do this alone. So the second that you stay in that isolation and these thoughts and dreams and goals are in your own head, there's no accountability. So I need you to get out there and celebrate your success. Show up for your success. Show up in the messy middle and say, you know what? Here's what I'm working on. For me, I'm working on getting more paid speaking engagements. I'm working on growing and scaling my business. And I'm working on financial freedom as I take this next chapter in 2 weeks, right? So figuring out ways to be able to have multiple streams of income. So I'm not in that scarcity mentality. So I'm telling you, these are the things I'm working on. Right? I'm not ashamed of it. This is the messy middle. I'm not perfect, and nobody here is perfect. So how cool would it be to change the game for social media, to be like, you know what? Here's what I'm working on. I'm not perfect in these areas. And show others what's possible by showing up in the messy middle. All right, so definition of bragging. Because when you say, you know what, here's what I'm working on, and then a week later, you're like, oh, there she goes. I did something towards it, and I met my milestone. Alicia's been amazing at this. Right? And Sandra too, showing up on social media saying, you know what? I knew I was going after this, and here I am. I saw Sandra's reel the other day. She's like, I got a walking pad. I knew I had a challenge of working from home and being able to show up and move my body and navigate all the meetings. And she's like, you know what? Oop, I had a thought. Constipation relief. Yes, game changer. Right? She's like, I got a walking pad. But she's showing up in that mess, like in that messy and saying, you know what, this is what I wanted to work on. Here's the action I took, and here I am doing the dang thing. That's not bragging. So the definition of bragging, as a reminder, is celebrating yourself and putting someone else down in the same sentence. So if you're not doing that, you're not bragging. Keep going, keep growing, keep showing up. And Alicia, like, gosh, girl, like showing up with your before and after. And if you're not documenting where you're at right now, Cynthia too, like you've been able to see the progress because you're looking back and you're celebrating and you're honoring your success and you're showing others what's possible. I'll tell you, I think Alicia joined the program because someone else shared their success in their messy middle, like, right? Like your story matters. Where you're currently at. And if you're not sharing where you were and where you are now, you're not giving someone else permission to go after their dreams and goals. We're 71. Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. 71 pounds down, she's done. That's more than her son weighs. And I remember that was the goal of hers when she first started this journey, back in October, November timeframe. And she has been diligent every single day. She's here to tell that story. So it's possible. The pictures will blow your mind. Yes. December. Amazing. Okay. So loving yourself is not vanity. It's sanity. You get to love yourself so you can show others what's possible, and people will love you more because you're going to have a different energy. You're going to wear different colors, less black, more pop of color. In the Million Dollar Body Academy, we're working on color popping confidence in this module. It's so powerful. This is the work that we do, and the work works when you do the work. So every morning starts a new page in your story. You are a leader and a CEO of your life. So you get a blank page each and every day. So, and as you do this vision board workshop and as you navigate your 8 pillars and you have a blank slate, you get to design it. It's your life, no one else's. No one else quite understands why I didn't move home to Buffalo. A lot of people are like, why didn't you move home? You moved to another country. Guess what? Puerto Rico is part of the United States. You don't need a passport to get here. It's an island. Yes, it's far away, but I need this for me because I'm designing the life that I desire. Right. And so it's not up to anybody else to understand. And that's a powerful presence. And that's ultimate freedom, aligned conscious freedom, conscious confidence during seasons of change, recognizing that I have the potential and I'm writing the story for me. So that when life gets thrown at me and when the last chapter ends, and I don't know when that last chapter and that last day is gonna be, I'm proud of everything that I've done, and I did everything to rewrite the story and write the story that I desire. Okay, so you get to do that too. So this is a really famous quote, and I love it, by Joe Vitale. The universe likes speed. Don't delay. Do not second guess. Don't doubt. When the opportunity is there, when the impulse is there, when the intuitive nudge from within is there, act. That is your job. That's all you have to do is act. Take action. When that intuitive nudge happens, trust your gut. And in order to do that, we have to be prepared with a plan and have faith in ourselves, in our higher power, in our litmus tests, in our system, in our set of non-negotiables to go after what's possible for you in your life. So my QR code is here. My information is here. I'd love to connect with you and see what's possible. I'd love to see you at the top of the mountain in Costa Rica. We'd love to have you in our community, in our supportive accountability group chat that is on fire every single day. Shout out to Cynthia, who runs that accountability group chat. That is the backbone that helps make this system work. And we're all intertwined and we're all connected and we're all leveling up in ways and spaces and places that we never imagined. And anything is possible when we all put ourselves together in a space and we elevate at a higher and we operate at a higher frequency. This is the no matter what mentality. So I'd love to share this system with you. If you have people in your life, or maybe groups or teams at work, maybe you work at a company that you're like, holy cow, my family needs this, or my team needs this, or my system needs, or my business needs this. Send me a message. I love, 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 love to come on Zoom or come in real life and host these workshops. All right. And I tell different stories, and this isn't recorded. Oh, this is recorded, but this isn't like a normal, like basic webinar that's rinse and repeat. I love to do these quarterly live because as I continue to level up and learn different lessons, I continue to level up this program in this workshop. So with that, we have about 15 minutes. I want to pause. I want to show you this just one, oh crap. One last, it's a 2-minute video that I think is all about relationships. And I thought I unhid the slide, so forgive me. I think this is it. One more second, and then I want to open it up for all of you from current slide. Oh, I'm going to unhide. Let's see. Yeah, it was right past relationships, and I just forgot to unhide it. My apologies. From current slide. Here we go. We're going to share. Maybe. Where's the share button? Oh my gosh. I lost the share button. Oh my gosh. All right, this is weird. Okay, one sec. Share screen. There we go. All right, here we go. Quick 2-minute video, and then we'll open it up. Show panel. Boom. There we go.
It's just, there's all this pressure, you know? And sometimes it feels like it's right up on me. and I can just feel it, like literally feel it in my head, and it's relentless. And I don't know if it's going to stop. I mean, that's the thing that scares me the most, is that I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Yeah. Well, you do have a nail in your head.
It is not about the nail.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'll bet if we got that out of there...
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing...
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
Yeah, see, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail
See, you're
out.
not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just... Sometimes it's like there's this achy... I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all. And all my sweaters are snagged. I mean, all of them.
Yeah, that sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Oh, come on. If you would just...
Don't!
Try to see things my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can go on? We can work it out. We can work it out.
All right. Okay. I would love to open up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this out, and then I'm going to open it up for just those of you who are here live. And we'll have a slight discussion for the next 10 minutes or so and share our reflections. So, for those of you who are catching this on replay, make sure you reach out, make sure you're saying hashtag replay, sending me a message, let us know how we can support you. And I hope you enjoyed this workshop. I'm going to stop the recording. So if you're catching this on replay, make sure you share this Crispy on Limits message and share your success. Get out there. I'd love to see your vision boards, how you brought this to life. And I cannot wait to cheer you on when you accomplish the dreams and goals. And, when it comes to relationships, when people are telling you their dreams and goals, don't try to fix them. Don't think you have all the answers, because guess what? They are their wildest dreams. And shout out to my incredible neighbor, Molly, who's 2 floors above. She's here in the room. She was an incredible listener last night, and a great friend and a mentor and a support when I needed just an ear. And so I just want to say thank you publicly. Thank you for all of you who have been an incredible, there she is. Hello, beautiful. Thank you all that have been an incredible support and just a powerful community and accountability and sisterhood and brotherhood in these times of change, right? So we're all navigating life's pressures. And sometimes we have that nail that's stuck in our head and we can't see the first step forward. And I really hope that this system helps you really just take that one step forward and recognize we're not meant to do life alone. And when we have this nail in our head, it's like we got an ache in our butt, and then our knee starts to hurt, and then like our stomach starts to hurt, and then we're like feeling depleted, and it's all intertwined. And so all of these life stresses and pressures and all the 8 pillars of life is like spaghetti up in here. So hopefully we helped throw some spaghetti at the wall. But we don't just do that and throw spaghetti at the wall and pray that things happen and we just show up. We have to take action. So we have to put this system into play. And so that next step is like, okay, let's get in community. Let's get coached. Let's get mentored. Let's show the world we can do it and show up for ourselves. Go all in on you. Put yourself in the game. It's possible. You're possible. When you go all in on you, it's worth it every single time. And we're here to learn and grow together. So I love you. I'm going to hit the record, and then I'm going to open it up for thoughts and reflections. Thank you all. Well, cheers, Crispy on Limits.